Mike's Daily Podcast.
FM episode 2104 and Mike Matthews. I am in Podcastro Valley Mont.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
At Cafe Anyway. Mike Matthews here at the last place on earth. And it's Friday. I hope you are happy and you're saying yay, yay.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's what you need to say because it's Mike Matthews and it's all gonna be okay.
Why?
Because we're having fun this
Mike's Daily Podcast
today. Tell your friends about this podcast because no one knows. But everyone's listening to the Michelle Obama podcast
Mike's
because she
Daily
has one on Spotify.
Podcast.
I will welcome ideas from anybody.
Yeah.
That's right. That's the husband of that woman.
I appreciate that.
You know, that woman, that sounded condescending, of Michelle. Hey, whatever you have to say about Michelle, I will say this, and I always will applaud her for this, that she did getting America to move. Make America move again. No, she didn't call it that. Wouldn't that have been funny? And then Trump would have stolen that idea from her.
The United States.
No, she got America going. She said, you got to get up, you got to move around, stop being a couch potato. She showed up on The Biggest Loser and got all those really overweight people to start moving around in the White House. She had them at the White House and said, let's go, let's move, let's dance, do something. There's all kinds of ways to move. And I agree with that. 3 billion%. There's something close to that.
It's 130% true.
That's what I meant. So we got sound effects today, everybody. We're at that part of the Cafe Anyway where we have sound effects. Woo!
Anyway.
Cafe Anyway.
Anyway.
I think that we have to give her that anyway. Michelle Obama.
And here's today's podcast picture.
Oh, but Mike, I don't like to move. Oh, Mike, I don't like what she told me to do is to get up and move. How dare she? Look how freaking healthy she was at that point. I don't know. I haven't seen a picture of her lately, but she, now she's got depression and she's been outspoken about that and talking about that. And it ain't like nobody else has depression. Oh my gosh. In fact, one of the biggest pills, one of the type of medication that has been going crazy as far as people using it is antidepressant medicine in this time of coronavirus. I know, Basil. Oh, I thought a lot about you yesterday, my friend. I was on a walk. I wouldn't say it was a depressing moment, but it was a sad moment. I was walking up on this ridge that he and I used to walk on, and I kind of covered this last show talking about there's a Tears for Fears song called Break It Down Again that actually did not include the entire Tears for Fears band. Kurt Smith was not part of the band at that point. It was just Roland Orzabal. Or as they refer to him on Psych, James Rodriguez said Roland Orzabal, but that's neither here nor there. Or Tears for Fears. Everybody wants to rule the world. Shout. Roland Orzabal had a song called Break It Down Again. And in it, he says, they make no mention of the beauty of decay. And there is a beauty in decay. If you believe in the Phoenix principle, that we shall rise up from the ashes and that sort of thing. And I guess when things break down, it reminds us that things don't last forever, and you can't take things for granted. Like I didn't take for granted any moment I had with Basil, especially as I saw his health deteriorating. And we went to this park, Greenridge Park in Podcastro Valley, and his legs were starting to go at that point, his back legs. And I remember he gave it a fighting chance. Even though his back legs were going out, his front legs, he pulled himself along, and I helped him up. And believe me, a 6'1" guy bending over and picking up a dog that's, at his height, like 3 feet tall, 2 feet tall, something like that. And just leaning over and picking him up. But I remember we went on this walk, and I think we only did it once when he had that. And then after that, we couldn't make it that far anymore. And it was a little bit less, till the last time I took him there, probably back in March or February, he couldn't even walk. And I just basically picked him up, put him on the grass for a little bit, let him sniff, and then we went back in the car and went home. And so I haven't been back to the park since then. And I was there yesterday, and I had a very strong memory of him. And I'm going to post a picture from that place, Green Ridge. It's a park that I don't want too many people to know about, because it's such a cool place. And I'll post a picture from that, MikesDailyPodcast.com. But at any rate, that's, I guess, why you listen to the show, is Mike throws out obscure facts, like about Michael Jackson last show and other things. Hey, so apparently our president, and I don't have a problem with this, Trump is banning TikTok and WeChat. And TikTok challenges the Trump ban, vows to pursue all legal remedies after the executive order. Okay, here's the thing. I will not defend TikTok or WeChat. Well, I've never used TikTok, but I did use WeChat. And as soon as I put that on the phone, that was because I had a roommate for several years, and he moved to Hong Kong, and he said the only way to China, actually, and he said the only way you'll be able to email me, because you can't email me, is because of the Communist Party that runs China. You'll have to use WeChat. So I downloaded WeChat right then, and immediately I saw there was a couple other friends that I knew that were on it. And then my phone started to take it started to go boom. It's as we go outside a cafe anyway, we're bringing Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcastro Valley, Mont, the last place on earth. Yeah. As soon as I downloaded WeChat, it began to decay and deteriorate, and it started to go. And I think WeChat. What's the company that? Oh, it's something Penny something. I forget the name now. Tencent. Is it Tencent? I think they were taking all kinds of information out of my phone. Not that I've got a lot of interesting information on my phone, but it just clogged it up. There was all this stuff that was just taking up my memory. I remember that. By the way, so all you people that love Apple phones and you're all about, I heard this guy the other day. Oh my gosh, he hosts a talk show on the radio, and he goes, yeah, and by the way, he says, the Apple phone that's supposed to be waterproof, it's not. No, my daughter dropped it in the water, and within like 5 minutes they pull it out of the water, and it wasn't even the water that long, and it was showing like error signs and stuff, and it didn't last. So all you people that love Apple products, you are in for the ride, my friend. You've been conned, and you pay those crazy prices to buy an Apple phone, and they just a limited memory. At least with the Samsung phone, you're able to add memory. You can get one of those little discs and put it in there. Oh, but Mike, that's too much. That's too difficult. I need someone to do everything. I need someone to chew the food and put it in my mouth, because I'm a bird. Like these little birds around me here at Cafe Anyway. No! Do not enable companies and give money to companies that take away your freedom. At least, I'm not saying Samsung's the best company. I'll give them a slug as well as a plug. I mean, my phone does some weird things, I'll admit, as a Samsung phone, but still, at least I can put more memory in it. And if I want to remove things, it's very difficult. I don't have to go through iTunes and all this other stuff that Apple makes you, all the hoops that I guess they all make you jump through hoops, but Apple makes it more difficult. To the way I see it. But so this guy, apparently, he had a waterproof Apple phone. It stopped working because he dropped it in water, of all things. And then he goes, I went ahead and bought the newest phone. What? That's like $1,000, $1,200, whatever, for the new phone? Please. Not a smart thing. So I say it's better to get along with Russia than not.
I say it's better to get along with Russia than not.
That's exactly what I just said. No. I think we should ban these countries, those apps. Those apps from those countries. I didn't say the entire sentence. Pardon me. Also, the Foreign Office cat Palmerston retires to the countryside. Yes, the Chief Mouser, the UK's top diplomatic cat. The Chief Mouser of the Foreign and Commonwealth Office at Whitehall in London. It's a black and white bicolor cat. Oh, those cats are cute. There was a cat like that named Gato that I used to see. Yes, that's basically just saying cat again. As I walked around my house in Podcastro Valley, taking a walk to get outside with my mask, if there were people around. If there weren't, I would not wear the mask, and I would just enjoy the fresh air and get out and get some fresh air, because you need to walk. And there would be this cat that would come up to me on this one street and let me pet him. Occasionally he would claw me and leave a big old gash. And then this cat just disappeared, and next thing I know, there's these little flyers posted on the telephone poles saying he's gone. Where is he? If you have any information, I don't know. I still have not seen Gato, so that's sad. And that happened about a week before Basil passed away. So I lost two great animals in a short time span. But Palmerston, he's been retired. Looks like he's still alive, but yes, if you didn't know, that's a thing. And the judge dismisses the Republican suit to end proxy voting in the House during pandemic. So Pelosi can continue to do proxy voting at the Capitol. There you go. A lot of news today, huh? I didn't even get to all the stuff I wanted to get to. I mean, see, last show, gosh, there's so many things. I've talked about recently how I don't like how with the masks on, you can't see people's expressions. I talked about how the Holiday House in Hayward is burned down, and hopefully they replace that with a nice park of some sort. And then I talked about that Boston song, More Than a Feeling. These cool videos that break it all down. Oh, speaking of videos, I haven't done the YouTube video. And how I recently gave someone a complex. That still blows my mind. Mike Matthews gave someone a complex. That just, maybe some people, it's good. It's good to feel like someone's actually listening to you. There, okay. So, yeah. There's all kind. I think it's cool if sometimes you don't have to wear a mask on your face, because you can see all the beautiful expressions the mouth does. Although, with the mask on, you do a lot with your eyes, right? If you can open your eyes, like 5:57 in the morning here. There. That worked. I have beautiful eyes. Oh, you probably couldn't hear a word I just said, huh? Because I did this? Yeah, interesting how that works. Well, happy Friday! And I guess, but how are we going to wrap up the show? Is basically... Oh, yeah, so masks do not decrease the oxygen to your blood. So don't worry about that. Masks just don't, it's tough to breathe through that thing. But imagine not being able to breathe at all. And then what is the story? What is the story about... Oh, and don't forget to sterilize, wash your hands as much as possible. But what is the thing if you use a mask? Like how long, if you put the mask aside, how long till it gets the coronavirus, if there's coronavirus on your mask, if let's say you just hung it up in your garage and you didn't go into your garage for 3 days, would that make the coronavirus die? This I don't know. I've looked. I went to Johns Hopkins. I didn't see an answer there. I mean, basically they're saying use cloth masks and then wash those regularly. Wash them when you get home. But if you have one of those disposable masks, I guess the name is in the mask, right? That's a disposable mask. You're supposed to just throw it out when you're done. Don't throw it on the ground like I'm seeing a bunch of people do around here in California where the numbers are crazy bad. And don't forget, you know, as bad as it was in March, it's worse now. Those numbers are huge now. It didn't go down. It went up. It is skyrocketing. So treat it as such. I don't understand why traffic is getting bigger, getting more on the freeways here in California. People should stay home. I should be home, as a matter of fact, but my work doesn't allow it. I guess that just answered that question. A lot of people can't. They've been staying at home for so long, and now they got to go to work. There's stuff they need to do. And people are getting stir crazy at home. They're getting tired of their families. That is definitely a thing, along with the depression thing I mentioned earlier. So just get outside with a mask. That's all I'm saying. Wash your hands if you go outside. Wear a mask. And maybe this weekend in one of these downtown areas that lets you sit outside in the street there, and, you know, they do that. A lot of restaurants have extended their patios out into the street. That's very cool. Maybe participate in that. But, you know, social distancing, or maybe you won't even want to risk that. But look who's outside a cafe anyway, who decided to show up and risk being out here, even though we're, you know, buffering. The buffer space between all of us is about 20 feet. Look at this. Oh. I don't think... Wait a minute. You were here last show. Okay. Oh, we didn't... All right. Hi, Mac. It's Benita the Rodeo Queen. How y'all doing?
That's a Disgruntled Fiddle Player. Tell you what.
What?
There's Nelly.
Oh, hey, Nelly. Yeah, I didn't update that on the website. How come on the website it looks like... Oh. Wow. I think I put the wrong description on the... I'll have to change that. On MikesDailyPodcast.com, I accidentally put the same description from the day before. Oops. I will change that. But look who else is here.
Oh, Mike, I make delicious root beer. I'll pour you some right now. Oh, boy.
Thank you. Yeah, all the things you have to do as a podcaster when you're doing the Mike's Daily Podcast show. Oh, so many things. Next show, it'll be the wonderful Madame Rootabega, Valentino, and Bison Bentley. Thank you for listening to FF episode 2104, By the way, you can hear me on Sunday between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. all day, basically, on kkdv.com. That's kkdv.com. I got to remember to put a link to that. I used to have a link to that, but I will put one up for you. You can listen to my show playing all the popular stuff today and some favorites from the past 30 years or so. So check it out. Link there at MikesDailyPodcast.com, and tell me what you think about any of the topics we covered at 336MM Daily. 3 + 3 = 6. MM as in Mike Matthews, Daily as in what this podcast will continue to try to be. Talk to you soon.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MikesDailyPodcast.com. Email Mike now at MikesDailyPodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!